Hello guys, welcome to the physics class. Today's topic is measurement concept of volume and its unit. Before discussing about the volume, let us study about three-dimensional shapes. What are three-dimensional shapes or three-dimensional objects? Three-dimensional objects. Three-dimensional objects are those objects that have three dimensions, such as length, breadth, and height. Objects having three dimensions, such as length, breadth, and height. And we will categorize 3D objects into two types. One is regular three-dimensional object and irregular three-dimensional objects. Three-dimensional object. We will study three-dimensional objects under two categories. One is regular 3D object and another one is irregular 3D objects. Regular three-dimensional objects have easily measurable dimensions. Regular three-dimensional objects have easily measurable dimensions such as length, breadth, and height. In case of regular three-dimensional objects, their length, breadth, and height can be measured easily. For example, examples of regular objects are matchbox. Examples of regular 3D objects are matchbox, gas cylinder, football, box, etc. Box, ice cream, etc. Now we discuss about irregular three-dimensional shapes or objects. Irregular three-dimensional objects have no easily measurable dimensions such as length, breadth, and height. In case of an irregular 3D objects, their length, breadth, heights are of different length, so it is quite impossible, quite difficult to measure the length, breadth, and height. For example, their dimensions are of different length, so you cannot measure their dimensions easily and accurately. Examples of irregular three-dimensional objects are broken stone. Examples are broken pieces of stones and bricks, etc. These are the examples of an irregular 3D objects. Now let us discuss about volume and its unit. Concept of volume. The amount of space occupied by an object is known as its volume. Amount of space occupied by an object is called its volume. The volume of a body is the three-dimensional space occupied by it. The volume of a body is a three-dimensional space occupied by it. The volume of a body should have three dimensions, three-dimensional space such as length, breadth, and height. To understand the concept of volume, let us consider an example. Take a glass and pour water into it. Take a glass and pour water into it. Now the water fills some space in the glass. The space occupied by the water in the glass is called the volume of the water. To measure the area of an object, we need length and breadth. But to calculate the volume of an object, we need length, breadth, and height. We know volume of a cuboid. Volume of a cuboid is equal to length into breadth into height. Volume of a cube is equal to length into length into length, since all the three sides of the cube are of equal length. If the length, breadth, and height of a cuboid are measured in meter, then unit of volume is unit of volume. If length is measured in meter, breadth is measured in meter, height is also measured in meter, then the unit of volume is equal to meter cube. And its submultiple unit is centimeter cube. Centimeter is the submultiple unit of volume. We can calculate the volume of cuboid, cylinder, sphere using and some other three-dimensional figure by using different formula. Now let us see some formulas related or used to measure the volume of three-dimensional objects. Cuboid is a three-dimensional object which have three-dimensional length, breadth, and height. Formula to find the volume of cuboid is equal to length into breadth into height. This is cylinder. Formula to find the volume of cylinder: pi r square h, where r is the radius of the circular base and h is the height of the cylinder. Sphere is also three-dimensional object whose volume can be found out using the formula 4 by 3 pi r cube, where r is the radius of the sphere. Now we discuss about measuring the volume of a liquid. How can we measure the volume of a liquid using a graduated cylinder? Measuring volume of a liquid using graduated cylinder. A regular cylinder is also called a measuring cylinder. A measuring cylinder is used for measuring the volume of liquid in the laboratories. It has a cylinder. It has a cylindrical shape with graduated scale over it, with a graduated scale marked on it. This is a measuring cylinder. On the walls of it, graduated scale marked on it. These are the graduated scale which is marked on the walls of the cylinder. To measure the volume of a liquid using a measuring cylinder, first pour water into the cylinder, measuring cylinder. Now observe the level of liquid along the graduated scale measuring in the cylinder. Now the marking parallel to the level of liquid to know the volume of liquid. Keep your eyes parallel to the level of liquid. The position of eye should be here. You should keep your eyes parallel to the level of liquid to read the volume of liquid. When you fill the measuring cylinder with a liquid, the surface of the liquid is little curved. You see here, the surface of the liquid is a little curved. The surface of this is a measuring cylinder. The surface of the liquid is a little curved. This surface of the liquid is known as meniscus. The curved surface of the liquid is known as meniscus. While reading the volume of a liquid from a measuring cylinder, the eye should be in the line with the bottom of the meniscus. You see in the figure, this is the bottom of the meniscus, and the position of the eye should be parallel to the level of the water, should be in the line parallel to the bottom of the meniscus. We should keep our eyes in the line. We should keep our eyes in the line with bottom of the meniscus. This is the line which shows this is the parallel line through the bottom of the meniscus, and we should keep our eyes parallel to this line. In another way, this is the curved surface of the water and the bottom of the meniscus. This curved surface of the liquid is called meniscus. We can measure the volume of a liquid using a graduated beaker. Liter is the unit which is used to measure the volume of a liquid. You can express liter in terms of centimeter cube. We know that 1 liter is equal to 1000 centimeter cube. While measuring the volume of water, it should be the position of the eyes. This is the line parallel through the bottom of the meniscus, and it should be the position of our eyes and to read the level of water. Now measuring the volume of an irregular solid. We know that it is very difficult to determine the volume of an irregular solid by measuring its dimensions, since its dimensions have no definite length, breadth and height. However, volume of an irregular three-dimensional object can be measured easily by determining the amount of liquid it displaces in the measuring cylinder. Let us determine the volume of an irregular solid with the help of a measuring cylinder. With the help of a measuring cylinder, we can measure the volume of an irregular solid. Now let us follow the activity to measure the volume of an irregular three-dimensional object. Let it be a stone. To do so, we need to measure the volume of an irregular solid. We need a stone, a thread, a measuring cylinder, and some water. Now, take the measuring cylinder and fill it partially with it. Fill it partially with water. Record the level of water in the measuring cylinder. Let it be the initial volume of water. We could say it as the initial volume of water and can be denoted by V1. And note down the reading of the measuring cylinder into the level of water. Now tie a stone firmly with the thread and now insert the stone into the water in such a manner that it will suspend in the water without touching the walls and bottom of the container. Now the level of water will rise up to certain extent. Now record your observation in the measuring cylinder again. Now read the volume of water. Now let it be the final volume. We could say it as the final volume of water and can be denoted as V2. Initially, before inserting the stone into the cylinder, the level of water represented by A, it was the volume of the water, and we could say it here as the V1 or the initial volume of water, and we could denote it as V1. Now insert a stone by tying with a thread firmly into the water. Now the level of water rises into certain extent up to rises the level of water to some higher extent than earlier. Now note down the reading of the volume of water. Let it be the final volume of water and it could be denoted as V2. Now the initial volume of water V1, final volume of water V2. The initial volume of water is the volume of water before inserting the stone into it. Final volume of water is the volume of water after inserting the stone into it. So now volume of stone is equal to initial volume. The volume of stone is equal to final volume minus initial volume. Final volume is denoted by V2 and initial volume is denoted by V1. Volume, we could say the volume of stone as V. Let V denote the volume of stone. So V is equal to V2 minus V1. V2 is the final volume of water. V1 is the initial volume of water, and V stands for volume of stone. So by this way, we can measure the volume of an irregular object using measuring cylinder. So this is all about how can we measure the volume of a regular three-dimensional object and irregular three-dimensional object.